My dear brothers and sisters, join me as we reflect on the topic today, the thanksgiving of Mary and Martha. We shall be reflecting on the Holy Gospel according to John, chapter 12, verses 2 to 3. There they made him a supper, Martha served, and Lazarus was one of those at table with them. Mary took a pound of costly ointment of pure nard and anointed the feet of Jesus and wiped his feet with her hair, and the house was filled with the fragrance of the ointment. You see, Mary and Martha must have felt betrayed when Lazarus died and Jesus did not show up. But in the end, they realized that Jesus had a plan. The sickness and death of Lazarus was not for evil, but for the glory of God. Today, Jesus is again in Bethany. Mary and Martha expressed their thanksgiving to God by playing host to Jesus. Martha served food as her own way of thanking God, while Mary, who was fond of being at the feet of Jesus, brought out a pound of costly ointment of pure nard and anointed the feet of Jesus, wiping his feet with her hair, and the house was filled with the fragrance of the ointment. This was her own way of expressing thanksgiving to God. Indeed, nothing is too much to give to God, so long as it comes from our hearts. God loves a cheerful giver, not necessarily an expensive giver. For Judas Iscariot, Mary was wasting this oil. He said, "It could have been sold and the money given to the poor." Meanwhile, he said this not because he cared about the poor, but because he was a thief. Just as Jesus could see the mind of Judas Iscariot, God sees everything that goes on in our minds. He knows when our thanksgiving is merely a show off and when it is genuine. As expensive as that oil was, it is still not enough to pay for the life of Lazarus. Come to think of it, if God were to charge us for the air we breathe, I guess we would all be dead already. Jesus told Judas Iscariot to leave Mary alone because she was preparing for his burial. Jesus knew that Judas had no intention of helping the poor, but he wanted to help himself. To this day, there are many Judas Iscariots in our world who go from place to place canvassing for aid for the poor, only for them to receive this aid and use it to help themselves. The chief priests who were at the Thanksgiving started plotting on how to kill Lazarus because on account of him, Jesus was gaining more followers. This is Holy Week. Let us examine our conscience. Do I hate people because I feel they are becoming more popular than myself? Do I seek for ways to bring people down just because they are successful? Like the chief priests who were planning to kill Lazarus just because Jesus was gaining more followers on account of him. Do I do things just to bring people down because I am envious of them? Or like Judas Iscariot, do I seek for aid for the poor just because I want to help myself? Never forget that God sees everything. Nothing is hidden from God, not even the secret intentions and thoughts of our hearts. It is better to be good than to pretend to be good. People may clap for you thinking you are good, but when the time comes, your evil deeds will be exposed. May God bless his words in our hearts. My name is Father Evaristus Abu, and I thank you for listening.